butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. Just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Hey y'all, hey, it is Saturday. Happy afternoon. Can't even say happy afternoon, but I hope everyone is having a great afternoon. Super excited to be back with y'all this week for another episode of Reptiles and Cocktails. And I am super excited to be on with this particular guest. And I'll share a little about history once he comes on. And just kind of, what is it that I dig so much about him as a breeder? And just we're going to talk a little bit about his longevity in this, how he feel about the times, and a little bit more about what he's working on now and what the future is going to hold for Sikwitit. And I just kind of want everybody to get to thinking about how you feel about now, being mindful of why you got into this. And I hope that with seeing a lot of the people come and go, and the people who are going for whatever reasons they're going, I hope that you guys will be some of the ones that stick around, for the long haul, as many of the greats that we respect did. I think sometimes we look at others who've done this and we totally forget, hey Ken, that they've been doing it for almost 20 years, so it's very important to just kind of stay grounded, focus on what you should be focused on, your projects, what's important to you, what makes you feel good, and just keep on plugging at it. Don't go through this trying to, put yourself or compare yourself to others, or even that matter, trying to do what everybody else is doing, because I think part of where we are right now today is part of that too. Everybody is selling the same thing. So just stay focused on what makes you happy. Get out there, get to the shows, draw people into the community, bring more people over, educate. This is the time to do that without taking the animals out as much, right? I mean, you have to take them to the shows, but when it comes to education, there's other ways to educate, like online education is really, really good. There we have Thanksgiving coming up next week, which for me, it's for the last, I'll say 5 years. Thanksgiving used to be a big, big, big thing for me because my family would come into town, and my brothers very specifically would come into town, and they would stay here, and they would stay here for like almost 10 days. It was gravy for my husband because they watch football the entire time. Have much fun in the man cave, and I just, get the joy of serving them, feeding them, make sure everybody's great. So I think that this holiday, like even Christmas, I normally, it's normally do it for the kids. I want to just kind of keep the spirits up for everybody, and not saying that because I don't buy everybody gifts. That's not a person. That's not how my budget is set up. But I do like to gift, so I do want to just kind of like put the atmosphere in the house this year of the holidays. So I'm gonna actually decorate this Thanksgiving. I've never decorated that early except for when my brothers was here for the holidays. So I'm gonna start decorating on Thursday, and I can't put a tree up anymore because all of the animals take up the tree space. But I'm going to put like bows on their enclosures and stuff like that, small Christmas trees on their enclosures. And then really, I could put a tree up, but the retics are going to knock it down. I mean, I have a space that I could put one, but the retics are definitely going to take that down. So, yeah. And then just to remind everybody to support in your area, Nectar Cleanses. If you're looking for some good juice, or make it yourself, like you can take the ingredients and make the juice yourself as well. They don't care, but supporting them and, healthier living. And finally, to add, as I told y'all that I will probably track my journey on a whole nother channel. I did create that channel this week. I am starting to post on there, although I haven't promoted it much. But if you are interested, I think I put the banner here. I'm sure I did. Let me see. Let me just find it. And then you guys can just go hit the link if you're interested, because this is only going to be tracking my vegan journey, which has been going amazing. And the reason why I want to share is this is my 30 days. So of just total raw. So y'all know I've been doing it on and off, but I'm talking about raw vegan, eating healthy. So I want to document that because I want to say it's changed me in 30 days, like the total me in 30 days. So I'm looking forward to the future, and I want to kind of take people along with me, because one of the things that I know that kept me being hesitant of it is not believing the power of our food as we should. And for me experiencing it, and y'all know me, believe the power of the food, because it's definitely doing what it should do. And I'm able to eat. I'm able to do all the things that I enjoy. So just a slight delay. Our guest will be with us today. Just waiting for him to finish getting set up. But until then, I do want to just kind of like talk about in the chat. Hey, Mitzi, like how is everybody's plans going? How is everybody feeling about the hobby right now? I know for me, I have felt like social media inundated in some cases. So I have found a lane for me where I can enjoy my social media on my different platforms, but not feel like I have to be present in each platform. For me, I don't think it's even necessary, because a lot of times, a lot of my customers come from TikTok and those occasional people on Morph Market. So seems like IG is more of my, our friends, our people, right? So I like to share some exciting things there, some fun things there as well, just to keep the community engaged overall, because I do think that's important as well. Is just supporting each other. And then when you do know people are going through those tough times, just trying to lift them up. And sometimes noticing people are going through those tough times and just giving them that space, right? Sometimes we think the right thing to do is to, are you okay? Is everything okay? When sometimes, people just need that space. But just know that sometimes we can definitely identify it. We can identify with the fact that someone is going through. So that's important as well. Ken is in the chat. I believe Ken, this is my week, right? So I'm going to be on the Let Me Know show this week. I want to say it's the 22nd. Ken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I never know until the day. But I'm going to be on Ken's show this week. And Ken, I hope you ask some fun questions, like things that other people would otherwise know, or dive into a little bit more than what we've already like put out there, type of thing. I'm super excited to be on Ken's show. It's a show that I haven't done, but it's definitely one that I watch. I find it definitely entertaining. So definitely looking forward to that. Um, what else do I have? Oh, tonight. Lately, guys, I've been so busy that I haven't been able to hang out with you on some of the late night shows. And it's just simply, as I've said, I've been supporting the family, right? And it's very important for me to be present in the way that they need me to be present. And so it's been a tough time. I'm hopefully in the next couple weeks, things will kind of settle down on that end and I get to enjoy a little bit more. But we do have tonight coming up, the usual sophisticated ignorance, and that is, I'm gonna mess it up. 9 o'clock Central. If I stick to Central, right? Or is it 10 o'clock? It's 10 o'clock Central time. So definitely check it out. And I'm super excited because Joey D. Oh, hey, Wiz happened to be in the chat. Correct the time, Wiz. Joey D also started his own show. And it's surrounded by colubrids. And y'all know I have one colubrid in my entire collection, but I love them. And this is my corn snake. I really do love colubrids. And everybody who's joining, our guest is definitely going to be here. We just given him a little bit of time to get set up because our time zones were a little off. So I do have a corn snake, which I absolutely love. My corn snake is one of my favorite snakes. So it's good to see different content, like to see people showing the different colubrids that is out there. There's so many. I think that's actually probably one of the largest species of reptiles, if I'm not mistaken, next to the pythons, the ball pythons. There's just so many colubrids out there. So just to see different animals, 9 p.m. Central. So yes, it's 10 my time. All right, got it. Had it right the first time. So, and then just to seeing so many people just doing other things to stay encouraged. Shout out to Elias. Elias started a separate channel where he's going to be documenting his weight loss journey, which that is super exciting. Anytime someone like puts their health first and then work on everything else, that's important, because what I do truly believe, and that's even before now, y'all know that I work out. What you're just seeing is the combination of pure eating and exercise as well. But I've always been an active person. And that is something that my mom always taught us. My mom right now is a very active person at her age. And it's one of the things that if you keep moving it, it never stops moving. And I'm a fond believer of that. That's why I tell people, don't let people tell you what you can't do because you're this age or you're that age. If it moves that way, if you can lift, I can still do a full split after all these years. So if you can actually commit in that way to whatever it is that you want to do, if it's basketball, whatever it is, swimming, whatever it is, that youthful thing that kept you going, keep doing it. As long as your arms can stroke, you can swim. As long as you can dribble a ball, move your hands, move your legs, you can still play basketball. You might not be able to jump as high as you used to because the knees might hurt a little bit, but it's ways to work on that as well. So just keep living, y'all, because it's so more to life than just one lane of it. Life is grandioso and it's so short. And I always say, if I die today or tomorrow, there's not an island I did not see. There is not a thing that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do that was within reason. There are some things that I haven't had a chance to do, but those things are probably not within my financial threshold in these lifetimes. They are supernatural things. But I always aspired to do them. I never thought that I would be right here today. So that's why, Eric, don't be a creep. Make sure you hit the like button. Let me just check real fast. I gotta make sure I am in communication. I didn't miss anything. Our guest today. Okay, trying to get the mic set up. Okay. Our guest today is definitely one of those breeders where he was one of the first people the first person that made me fall in love with Ultramel. And so we're going to talk a lot about Ultramel today. Kind of like, when did this person put their eye on them? Because when I saw them, they already had produced visuals. So I know that they had it for some time. And when I first noticed it was probably about now 4 or 5 years ago, when he produced this clutch of animals, and they just showed up on my Facebook page, didn't know who he was or anything. And I'm like, oh, those are beautiful. And I want one or two from this person. And at that time, they were all whole bags. He wasn't selling any of them. So I said, okay, I'll just wait. And I created slots in our racks for all of them. Hey, Dragon 1982. Hey, Jay Slither. I've created slots in my rack. Jewels, what's up? For all of them that I was going to get. So it was a boy and a girl. So the first clutch that came, there was no female, and I wanted the female first. And so I had to wait like almost another year for the female. Finally got the female, and then the male came like about 6 to 8 months later. So he's the only person that I will purchase my visual Ultramel from. Just like I choose to only really get my orange dream from Ozzy. But he's very humble in this. Like, I watch people compete in this atmosphere, or, try to take a position, and he's doing it, and he's just good in his position. And then how he balances it all, because he's also still working full time. And then just how he means to stay in this so long and keep his humility and a great reputation. So I definitely want to go into that in more depth. I can tell you, as a customer, I learned a lot of what tools I was going to use for myself in customer service from him. His communication with me throughout the entire process of pairing these animals I wanted, like pairing the parents, possible ovulations, definitely grab it. The eggs ever hatch. Like, he took me as a customer who just wanted an animal from him through those entire processes. When they were born, and the sex ratio wasn't what we thought it would be, or he thought it would be, the time frames to wait, and I just waited. And I want to talk about that, because that's we talk about that loyalty brand, building that loyalty with customers. That is the type of stuff that makes people like myself choose that person over the next person and stick with those people. For the most part, my animals come from a handful of breeders. And if I need those same genetics, I typically would go to those same breeders. But when it comes to specifically Ultramel, if it's a visual Ultramel, you can 100% know that it came from Sikwitit. If I ever buy Ultramel, add to my future, is coming from him. If of course, it will be probably advanced in the combination, probably just going to be an Ultramel yellow belly, or something like that. But I will tell you that the only other Ultramel I have in my collection is a hat. It's just part of a quad hat from Ozzy. So with that being said, you ready? I don't want to bring you on and you're not ready yet. Just give me thumbs up. But thumbs up. So we're gonna go ahead and bring on our guest. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
I feel like a star. So he has made other presentations, but that was just because our schedules just don't click. Because I've tried.
My schedule don't click with nobody. I'm always at work.
Let's start with, because we're just going to dive in, y'all. Because like I said, I gave y'all the whole shebang. It's so much that we don't talk about. Although we talk quite often. And of course, I'm one of your favorite breeders, I know, and you're definitely one of mine. And I was just talking about the building that loyalty, like before you even become a customer, before I even gave you $1, how you literally just knew that this crazy girl was on your post Monday talking about she's going to get rid of the babies.
Yeah.
Babies, what? Do you remember you saying the first thing was these are holdbacks? I'm like, okay, so when are you having the ones that I can get? And it's carrying me entire process. So I want you to start with talking about how do you balance being a breeder and working full time and working on the road?
It's tough, man. You got to have a good support system. I got a good wife, so she take care of a lot of the slack that I leave up. Like she'll clean them, she'll feed the babies. Sometimes she'll feed. Only thing she won't do is like the ones that take medium rats. So then my kids help a lot. You know, family is a big thing. My boys, my older boys, my daughter, everybody help out. So that's the only reason I could do what I do, or I can have as many animals as I have. If I didn't have the help, I'm not home. I'm probably only home 3 or 4 days a week. So that would be, it would be real hard to maintain my collection with
And so do you drive trucks?
Nah, I'm an engineer for I drive trains.
Oh, so you could be anywhere.
Well, okay. I got a specific run, so I'm between San Antonio and Hearn.
Okay. So that's not too. Although in Texas, you can live one place and work could be 8 hours away when you're still in Texas. That is absolutely.
I'm still. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's different, So when I'll be in San Antonio, I'm at home. Like I'm home now. I made it home before the interview, right? So I got home right now. So I'm on my rest time. So I get 10 hours of rest. Then they'll call me when a train come up to be taken out of town. And when my turn come up, I get on the train and go out of town. So I just go to Hearn though. So Hearn is probably like on the car it's 4-hour drive. On the train is 6 to 12. Depends on what's going on.
All right. And so when did you start not start keeping, because I know a little bit about that, but when did you first start pairing? Like this is what I'm going to do. I'm a pair my breeding pair. And what was that first pairing?
What was my first pairing? When I first started breeding, it's probably like 2000 and I want to say probably like 2011.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. It was just a normal to a vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah, normal female to a vanilla male. And back then, like, vanilla's like $100 now. So I think I spent $500 on that male when I first got him.
That's what I was going to ask, because if I had started pairing when I first started keeping ball pythons, a morph would have been a lot of money. Like a spider, for example, even back then was like $10,000, $15,000, which is insane, but not insane because it's still the dopest damn gene out there. I don't care what nobody say. Like it's whole this dollar worth. But with you starting back then, and I want to kind of compare it to me starting now. When you were starting back then, was it a lot of hype around, Nicole, you should be buying these genetics, these hats? Like, what was the mindset back there? Or what was the conversation you were having with, I guess, your OGs back then?
So it was different breeding back then. So right now we all focus on a lot of recessive genes. Back then it was combinations. It was more about how many genes can you put into one snake. Without it being a totally blank snake. Because we all know when you run too many genes into one snake, it just goes completely blank. It's just a big mix up of colors and pattern.
It is.
So yeah, back then it was just that was the name of the game. So if you go back and go back to like Nerd's YouTube from like that time, like 2011, 2009, 2010, you will see that they was throwing in like they was having like 10 gene combos, and that was the G stripe DG head clown or DG clowns that it is today. That was the thing.
So they were just stacking
a lot of genes.
And which is crazy because I remember one of the things that when I was at Nerd that Kevin did say is that the other disadvantage of that is that there's a whole section of stuff that they still trying to figure out because they just doing these random pairings to create these amazing animals. So
Nicole, my wife calling. Can't give me one second.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
You definitely got to answer her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She had to go run an errand before we started. So give me a second. How do I mute myself?
Just hit the mic right on your picture. You did it. You good. I can't get over how good my girl. Let's talk about it's the fruits and the vegetables, girl. I can't get over it either. No, I'm seriously like it's definitely purified me from the inside out. I feel so much lighter. And when I say lighter, not just in my body, but in my head space.
My bad, y'all. Sorry about that.
Nope, you're good.
Yeah.
Because if she like me, is nothing you could be doing that's more important.
She knew I was gonna be doing this when I left. She thought I was gonna be in the snake room, but the kids.
I get real dramatic with you. I'll be like,
mm-hmm.
on the side of the road. And he'd be like, yeah, you'd have called somebody,
yep.
triple A.
Somebody. Like, I could have had a flat. I could have been stuck outside somewhere, locked out the car. I'm like, okay, yo, give me a second.
I'll get real dramatic. And so when did you decide, okay, after that pairing, when did that elevation come for you? What year was it? Was it 3 years in, 5 years in, 10 years in?
You know what? I actually stopped breeding. I sold most of my collection at one point when I first took this job. Cause just like now, like I mean, like I got a promotion. That's why I became an engineer. I'm becoming an engineer right now. So it's a lot. It's a lot of like learning. So I said I never want to I never want to half-ass my snakes, you know. So back then I knew my wife was pregnant and stuff. So I kind of had to sell off a lot of my collection. I only kept like 6 or 7 snakes. So I didn't start really make that turn into really want to breed again until like 2014, 2016, somewhere around there. That's when I got back. Like really, that's when I went full steam ahead.
And do you have any of those original snakes now?
Yep. I still have 2.
Okay, good. Because let me tell you what the struggle is. And I can't speak for everybody else. For me, and you know me. So part of it is that even though I'm breeding, it's very sentimental. So I know I wasn't supposed to get attached to some of these animals. So I swear to goodness, I have 2 animals that I should probably just sell to some child for a pet. Not.
Yeah. I got 2 of those snakes are older than my kids. Or older than probably older than same age as my second oldest son and older than my last 2. So they just there hanging out. I don't even do nothing with them. They females, I don't breed them.
Okay.
I don't do nothing. I just feed them, and I just feed them. They pets. My wife, the one female, my wife love her to death. She'll never go nowhere. She'll die here, or she'll outlive us, and the kids will take her. But I got another. I got one that I actually got from what's those guys' name? They used to do the auctions. I can't remember their name, but Ben Siegel. You remember Ben Siegel? Reptiles?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. You know what it was? It was Outback Reptiles.
Oh, okay.
I should breed her because she's from Africa. She's an African import. And she looked crazy, but I haven't bred her yet. I think I paired her one time and she didn't do nothing. I just never did it again.
Yeah, you might strike gold with an African import.
I might need to do that. Yep, I might need to do that. I might wait till I got like a 3 or 4 gene clown and then throw it in there just so I get some head clowns from it or something.
So when did you get into? So first of all, I named you Ultramel Daddy. What is the gene that you actually would like? If someone was going to put you with a gene, what is it?
It used to be Orange Dream because I had a lot of nice Orange Dreams, and now it's Ultramel. Now everybody just know me from Ultramel. Having like Ultramel. Say
Ultramel Daddy for now. Yeah. Because I do think so, and I say this, and I say this to him all the time. A lot of people like Ultramel. By you being the first person that like made it just stick to my eye.
Mm-hmm.
And that's compared to even the Aussies and everybody else. I mean, I've had this conversation with Aussie. Like my visuals come from Sikwitit.
Right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
and I keep it real, even with the OG. Like my thing is though, it was the first. Nothing ever made me snap my head like that, and yours just had a different tone to it. So. Did you get a certain line, or how did you come across Ultramel in your collection?
My friend, I don't know if you might follow him on Instagram, SS Scales. My friend, he don't like people calling him a mentor. So he not really my mentor, but he my, he the person who, when I got back in the snakes, most of my collection come from him. So everything you see that's nice, all my Ultramels, a lot of my other jeans, besides like Orange Dream and stuff. But like a lot of my other jeans, like Ultramel and my GHI stuff, all that stuff comes from him.
Which is another thing that you got my eye triggered on is GHI, which not saying that you're the only one.
Yeah.
But have you made, yes, you have. You made a visual Ultramel GHI combo recently, right?
Nah, I didn't. Nah, okay. I missed it. Okay. That was a clutch. That was from the clutch that your Yellow Belly girl came from.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got you.
Yeah. So I was trying to hit him on that one, but I didn't end up hitting it.
Okay. Which both of them are beautiful. Like even children see like those snakes, they like, oh, like they get so excited about them. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait till both of them are ready to breed. And he said the male was mean. The male came over here. He just loved me from day one. He wasn't mean at all.
He was a demon seed when he was here. All of that whole clutch. I live. You know what? When you leave the babies together too long, they get like that. So I left them together. I think I was working and I was in and out of town so much. They hatched, right? They came out, right? I sexed them all. The whole clutch was males. I was so mad. I only did that pairing for females. I was so mad that I put them back in the incubator, right? I put them back in the incubator. I said, okay, I'm gonna let them have their first shed. Then I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna separate them like I always do. I always let them have their first shed in the incubator, and then I separate them. So I left them in the incubator. They had their first shed, and I think I was out of town for like I ended up something ended up happening with the weather. I got stuck out of town. So I had told my wife to separate them, but she was busy, so she didn't get to it. And then when I came home, I finally separated them, and they was all like going crazy. They was like, my daughter was helping me. They was biting her. She kept laughing. She just laughed when she get bit now. She was like, Daddy, the snakes are biting me. I said, just put them up, baby. Right. But yeah, that boy is I think he posse clown. Yeah, he's posse clown. I had a couple of them. I think How Desert, I sent him one or two. I think he had them tested for clown, but they didn't prove out. So yours probably gonna be the one that proved out clown.
Okay.
And the rest I just sold. The rest of them I just sold them as Ultramels. But I told the people, I was like, they could be posse clown. So if they get a surprise, then they just get a surprise, a little surprise.
So this going to segue us into my next question, which is one of the questions I did want to give you in because I didn't want to just spring it on you, but it's real. Like I said, there's so many people out here who claim levels, right? Mm-hmm. But you like done levels and doing levels and you project levels. What keeps you for so long, like kind of out the way, but still present enough that little old me know who you are?
Oh, I just enjoy the animals because I really don't care about. I mean, I care about people knowing me, of course, because it's more about the reputation of doing good business and producing good animals. I don't care like by all the followers in the world and all that stuff. Because to be honest, snakes are a hobby. It's something I love to do. And I feel like if I put too much of that into it, I might lose the love for the actual animal. That's one thing I never want to do. I don't want to lose the love for the animal. It's times where I'm working a lot, and then I'm working a lot with the snakes, and I get burnt out. So that happens enough just dealing with my regular life. So I don't want to have an online life where I gotta post every day and do all this stuff. I'm not trying to do all that at all.
And which is like I was just saying, it's a lot of work. I was just saying before that for me, because I got into breeding under different terms than other people. So like, great, definitely. Do I want to make some coins? Yes, because I can, but I don't need those coins because
exactly. That's me. Like I don't need that. I don't need them. I don't need the snake. The snake money is fine. Like I'm not saying I'm full. Mine is a full business.
I'll take it.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't enjoy making money, but at the same time, do I need it? Like I make money in my profession, so I really don't. It's just it's just extra. So that's why I can that's why I can give people deals and stuff. Like I can hook people up. Like somebody that's just starting out, they might like I got a guy right now, he just want to start breeding right now. He been calling me. His dad actually works with me. So his dad told him to call me. So I've been helping him out, helping him decide what he like. I'm saying, man, before you start breeding, to figure out what you actually like. So I sent him a ton of pictures, a ton of like references. Just man, give me a feel about what you like. And then because I'm not gonna sell you something just to sell you something. You know, I got a DG G-stripe head clown female in there that I might sell, but I'm not gonna sell him that snake if he don't like Desert Ghost or G-stripe. You know what I mean? And then that's a large investment to make just to try to make money off of. You got to really work that project.
Or like in some cases, like in my first plushes, there are some animals that came out single or just double,
Right. Yep.
coat arms. And I love the animal. Like the animal still looks special. And so again, though, I feel guilty sometimes because when I see people struggling through this right now, like hearing people really like stressed about the market and stuff like that, and me not giving a damn like that. I mean, and I hate to say it like that. Now, don't get me wrong. From a business perspective, I'm actually doing less breeding than I did this year. Because this year was like my first year. So it was like, yeah, I'm going to pair all the ones I can and whatever. Mm-hmm. But next year, literally, I think I'm only going to be pairing 5 feet. Well, I've only started pairing 5 females. And whatever happens. All of them go fine. If all of them don't go, that's fine. But it's still on that basis of I'm not stressed of what produces from them. Like I definitely paired things a little differently from the first time where I should my double recesses, and in some cases I could, produce some triple heads. I wanted to set myself up for that next 2025 and 2026. So everything for me is 2 years from the time they're actually being born. When it comes to the ball pythons, anyway, the retics is more like you guys, if y'all gonna have babies, most of these babies gotta go. Like it ain't even no thought. There are some retic genetics. Some of these retics I should be holding back. Like I actually held back the normal because the normal looks really, really good. And the one normal I don't have is a normal retic. So actually someone had bought that normal. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you something better. And I'm going to keep this normal because I decided now it's probably just good for me to keep it, especially because of the hats that it has associated with it. But when it comes to the ball pythons, everything else is very strategic. And I take so many people's advice sometimes but not from what I'm pairing. I literally tone everybody out when it comes to what I'm going to pair. I really do. I do what I want to do, what I think I want to see, what I think may come out of it. And damn it, if it comes out looking like a duck, I can still afford to feed it. And I can still hold it back if I need to, if no one decides to buy the duck.
Right.
But for you at this particular level, you're still working the full-time job because I don't want being where I am now. I don't see how any of y'all was doing this working full-time for 10, 15, 20 years, especially for those who don't. Like you had your wife, but for those who don't have the support, that's a lot. So what has been your greatest, or what would be your greatest advice to me or to somebody else who only been breeding for a couple years to keep it where, anything can happen in life. Right now things are great. But let's say, for instance, if it's somebody else who's still working a full-time job and they're worried about, I bought all these animals 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
And a lot of them, they bought based on what people projected the direction the market was going to go. Because right now I can tell you that for people who invested in monsoon, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
So, this is what I say. I always say, it's always times when it seems like the market's kind of like booming and going crazy. So ball python investing for me is kind of tricky because it's not really, I don't see it as an investment. I see it as I see it as an income stream, right? I don't really see it as an investment. Because I invest heavily like in stocks and real estate and stuff like that. I don't see ball pythons as like as an investment. I just see it as another revenue stream to put towards my animals and to feed my animals, keep my animals clean, and also some of those profits do go into my personal investments, right? So what I always tell people is do not go crazy with these snakes. Like take your time, be patient. Uh, don't think you have to buy the most expensive snake in the world. Find out if you really like snakes, especially if you first starting off. If you've only had probably one pet snake. See if you like having 5 snakes. You might not like having 5 snakes. You might not like having 10 snakes. A lot of people finding out now that they don't like having 100 snakes. You know what I mean? Like it's too much for them. Like I've
Right.
been maintaining a collection of about 100, 150 for the past 7, 8 years, right? But when I went to when I one year I had a crazy season and I had like 18 clutches, right? So I had almost 200 snakes. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the responsibility of it. Like it was too much for me personally because I didn't like putting that much. I didn't like putting that much on myself because I know my work schedule. And I didn't like putting that on my wife, because it's one thing to be feeding, maybe 20 babies at a time, keeping notes on those. But when you feeding like 60, 70, 80 babies for me, that was too much for my family. You know what I'm saying? It was too much for me to put on my family. I could do it myself if I have the time, but
Right.
because this is my hobby when it comes down to it. My wife is a big part of it, but I don't think she would ever have this many snakes. She probably have one snake if it wasn't for
If it was up to her.
right, but she wouldn't have 100. So I don't want to put that much on her. But anybody that's just getting in, first thing I tell you, if you're gonna start and don't quit. Most people I see, they got started, they got all hot. Like it's a thing that who Herb Collector, right? We did an interview and I was saying like don't get hot and heavy on the snakes, right? So a lot of people they get hot and heavy because they see people making money.
Right.
You see the guys that be making money like Bob, Justin, Ozzy, like them guys make money. Like they probably make my salary more a year, right? So
In a
you
month.
can't get a month. Right? No, you can't get into the. You're not gonna. You more than likely. I'm not gonna say you not because anything can happen. I'm not gonna. I don't want to crush nobody's dreams. Anything can happen. You can get on here and blow up and be the next big thing, and everybody love you and buy your snakes all the time. But then it's another side of that. You might be sitting on those babies for 5, 6, 7 months, and guess what got to
Right.
happen that whole time you got them babies? What they got to do? They got to eat,
You gotta
right?
eat. You gotta
That's
get
gonna cost.
clean.
That costs money. That costs money.
Yeah.
You really have to think about your infrastructure before you start doing all of this stuff, man. Like this year, like for me, it's been a slow year. I've been selling a lot of pet quality animals, not so much breeder like stuff to breeders, right? I've been selling a lot
Yeah.
of pet quality animals. Also, I took that promotion at my job. I'm stupid busy. I'm not doing a lot of parents. I might do 5. You know what I mean? I might do 5 parents. Then another thing you got to account for, like me, like what happened to me, my incubator went out. It went out, just totally went out. So that's another expense. Just things happen, man. So you have to prepare yourself for the ups and the downs. You can't just, all that stuff on the internet, everybody smiling, being happy. That's one part of breeding snakes, and then there's another part of breeding snakes when you're frustrated, you're not selling no animals, things are kind of slow. You might be doing other things in your life, things might have changed, your time not the same, but you have to figure out how to juggle that, and figure that out. And it like people just got to stop being uh so impatient. I feel like a lot of people get into snakes and they want to rush it. Like, just take your time, man. It'll all come.
Yeah, and enjoy the community because one of the things
Yeah.
I'm enjoying right now is something that I didn't know in the beginning if I would, and that's the like doing the local shows. And the reason being is that for 2 reasons: it's animals so that I don't have to ship,
Mhm.
and I can because I'm attached. I can
Yeah.
stay somewhat attached or like for the last show, a person who bought a retake a couple shows ago came by and was telling us how much they love the stick, how
Oh,
great
yeah,
it
that's cool.
is, stuff like that. And so those type of connections, I get to still see the people and see that my animal's still alive and exists, opposed to shipping it off somewhere to people that you don't know and you just don't know what's
Mhm.
happening. Now I would ask you though, if there was something in this in the aspect of the hobby right now that you would change that would benefit you? That would benefit you? Is there a tool? Is there an event? Or if it's something that you wish that we did in the hobby right now that could benefit that person who works full-time more, or that person who has less of the balance?
I really don't know, because I'm pretty prehistoric. Like
I
I'm,
use none of that fancy stuff. Like I tried Husky G Pro. I tried, y'all. I think it's not a good tool, but
man,
I retired from like a job where I was always doing
yeah, thinking,
yeah. The paper card works fine for me.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I write everything down. I'm still like a stupid prehistoric. I had an old program. It was called Reptile something. I can't remember the name of it. It was black and orange.
Reptile Scan.
Yeah, Reptile Scan. Yep, I had the
Reptile Scan. That was a Reptile Scan. I have one now on my iPad. It's called Reptile Keeper, which I like putting certain things in there, but not everything in there.
Yeah, I had that, man. I tried to use it, but it's nothing like pen and pad. I like writing stuff out. So then I could think I could like when I write it out, I think it out in my head, all the possibilities, and it's just that's what I do. I don't use any of those programs. They all could be fantastic, but I'm just not a person that's gonna walk around and keying stuff in. I know I'm not gonna be consistent with that. So I try to stick to things I'm gonna be consistent with. I don't like.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. And then I also keep like records of my pet animals too. So it's too much to try to like put all of that in different places.
That's one thing I want to get back into. All my snakes are my pets, but I don't have any like just pets that I'm not breeding. Like except those two snakes. Yeah, right. But I don't have like I used to have tegus. I had tegus when they were still wild caught. So you had to tame them down like crazy.
I was ready to say, tegus even domesticated can have a bad day. My girl, oh my God, it's like, and it's so funny. It made sense because you were right when you was like, I think Kobe is a boy and Gigi is a girl. So we went back and looked at their, they came with these birth certificates. They were wrong tent, and I said, G called it, but we should have called it from the personalities.
Yeah.
Because Kobe is so Kobe is just like, well, the boy is rambunctious. Like he's the one that's always like bucking when he wants to whatever. The girl, especially at certain times of the year, she's like so chill.
Yep.
She's the one that you see out with me most of the time. And then that other one, the one you say, just look at him sitting there and looking. That's the one he'll start stuff. He ain't playing with these snakes, none of that. If the snake move, he's on it. Like but she is more like just really, really chill. But tegus are, you have to almost with the big lizards, period, as pets. Yeah. They take a lot of your time and attention.
A lot of it. That's why I don't have one now, because I want a black throat monitor, right? But I know I don't have the time for them, right? I do not. Coach, shut up. I don't have Coach he threw me off with that. But I don't have the time to tend to no black throat monitor. But like you said, like my tegus was the same way. When I had a female though. And I always had pit bulls. So her and my dog would get into it all the time through the cage. Like they just be bucking at each other all day. But yeah, I love having tegus, man. I love having my tegus.
Because you like pit bulls and tegus like little pit bulls.
Yeah, they like little pit bulls. I used to get like a rag and I would let her chase it and bite it, and she would shake it like a pit bull and everything.
Yep. So that's what I do when I want the boy to get out the way. I'll take a little all the toilet paper or something and throw it and let him go over there and just go off. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But they're fun animals too.
Yeah, they are. They're real fun. Especially when you get them tamed down enough where they're not just gonna bite you for no reason. Right. Like I used to put mine, I used to wear a hoodie and I would put mine inside my hoodie and I would just go to sleep. And it would just lay in my shirt and sleep. It would sleep and I get up, I take it out. That's how it got used to me. And I would sit down with it in the bathroom, kind of have like some fish or something. And like, as it would come close, I would give it a piece of fish. It would come close, I would give it a piece of fish. Or
I think that's the only way you can truly bond with lizards, I think. Like a lizard that doesn't, that's not already tamed down. I have to live nerd all the credit with my water monitor. You do have to keep it that way, especially when you move it from one enclosure to the next. You still got to put work in every time. In
Right.
fact, I go in there right now. I don't just go in there reaching down if I can't see him. I need to see him first before I go reaching for that water monitor. But with the tables, I can let them roam the house a little bit more, so it's different. Now, but going back to that, because what you said something that I think a lot of people don't realize, and I want to touch on this. Sometimes people get a lot of animals for it's just the social media thing. Like people, when I tell you, as much as I love Reptiles, I can't have more than I have because I spend a lot of time in here. I don't travel as much as I used to. Literally, with the rats, the addition of the rats, that's not something that I can just pass on to. Like the snakes, I can tell my son and my nephew, y'all got this. Everybody don't want to deal with rats, so it's
man. Me. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. Goodness gracious. Ugh. Yuck.
But with that being said, again, part of what you've done over the years to keep you from not being burnt out, stressed out, and not loving what you do with the animals is that you realize that there was times that you said, I can't do no more of this. I can't do no more of that. No more of that. I can't have all of this travel that my animals take care of. And then the pets too. There's a point that you'll come back around to that. Like, right. Maybe one time it'll get freed up. Like, do you see that in your future?
I do. Like, hopefully I see it. Hopefully it comes back. Because I really enjoy having lizards. And I want to get another lizard. I want to get a retic. I want to get a retic from you. So I want to have the time to really put into it, especially with that big of a snake and that big of a lizard. I gotta have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Gotta have the time to put into it.
It's important.
So, I gotta have the time.
I'm thinking FOB. It's like walking. It's like if you don't. It's like being a blood walking into the crypts. Like they don't trust you. Right. No matter how good, even if you dangling food, a lizard who don't trust you. First of all, I don't even want that food from you. And if you come even closer, this tail is what's going to work. So that's for sure.
I'm gonna give you these teeth.
Exactly. But what about the breeding? Do you think you'll ever get to the point where I know now it's not the best time just because of the economy, but let's say if the economy was different, would you be expanding the ball pythons? Or would you be right where you want to be at 100, 150?
Nah, I'm probably gonna stay where I'm at. You know what I do now is that I keep a certain amount of animals. My daughter just walked in a little later.
Oh.
So what I do is I kind of rotate them. So certain animals I'll sell like when I don't need them anymore. So I think I'll just continue to rotate them in and out. Certain ones will never leave. Like some of my Ultramel girls, they won't never go anywhere because those are like my favorites. But certain ones, like I got a lot of clowns now, female clowns that when their time is up, we'll probably two of them always be here, but the other ones they'll probably end up phasing themselves out as I produce more clown combos. Some of my hits, hits and stuff that I have there,
which is coming up, right?
Yes. This season, if I do the breedings that I want to do this season, I'll probably have some more hurricane combo clowns and some Ultramel clowns. I actually think one of my females is Gravid. I was breeding her earlier in the year, and I stopped, and she's in shed right now. That might be her prelay shed, if I'm not.
And what was that pair?
It was a Ultramel head clown to a leopard double hit.
Double head clown pod?
No, it was a Ultramel head clown to a leopard double hit Ultramel clown.
Oh, okay, got you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're still working the Ultramel.
Oh yeah,
what is your most anticipated? Like, what is that pairing that you're going for? And then you can just say, drop the mic on the Ultramel for now, anyway.
Let's see. I think probably like I have 6 eggs in the incubator right now from a GHI spot nose stranger head clown to a clown. I think either once I combine those with the Ultramel, and then like a Cypress Clown Ultramel, Cypress Ultramel Clown combo, something like that. I think that I'll be real happy with those. Which
And
if I hit a,
go ahead. Go ahead.
so I have a female Cypress hit Ultramel that's like 1,300 grams now. So if I do produce an Ultramel Clown this season, that'll be her meal for next season. I got
and
a
I think
few.
we talked about it before. When do you start pairing your females? Like, what standard do you use? Is it just the weight, or is it a combo?
Oh no, it's waiting years, waiting time. I do two. It depends on and it all depends. I look at their age and their body composition. Just like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Y'all don't crucify me for this. And I truly believe that even though a snake is 1,500 grams, just like a young lady, if she's 12 or 13, she has a menstrual cycle, she can have children. If that snake but she shouldn't have children at that young age, right? So if a snake is if a snake is a year old and she's like 1,600 grams, in my opinion, I'm not gonna breed her. I'm gonna wait. And I have done it in the past, right? And I learned from my mistake, because I think I did that in the past, right? I had a big girl. She was like 1,600 grams. She's like a year and some change. I bred her. She gave me a small clutch, and then she didn't go for me for another year and a half, 2 years. So I just decided. From there. I in my mind, now there's no scientific process behind this. I don't know if it's true or not, but in my mind, I feel like I bred her too young, so I wouldn't do it again. And so I just, I wouldn't do it again. But my thing is 2 years, 2 to 3, and over 1,500 or more grams.
And have you noticed, like, over the years of you breeding, because I'm noticing it, like, I have some females, like a female who is 3, who's not as big, like, as not some that's 2.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So, like you said, so even though she might be 3, she might not be as ready as the one that's 2, because the one that's 2 has more body composition.
Right.
Strong, more ready for the labor of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that take a lot out of them. You think about it, when your female lays, how flat and how small she is, all that time she spent not eating, I think it takes a toll on them. So I'm more about the health of the animal than I am about producing stuff fast. I don't want to hurt or harm any of my females, because I've had a female become egg bound, and it's not pleasant. You know what I'm saying? It's not something you really want to deal with. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, and I don't want to put my animals through that.
What practice do you use when your animals get egg bound? Because Ozzy shared a video with us where he let the animal sit, and the animal ended up, like, over a month later laying the remaining eggs, and they were healthy eggs, like they wasn't dead or anything.
That's what I do. I just leave them alone.
Okay, because I've heard.
The only thing I would do is I'll give them a soak. If they became egg bound, I soak them in some warm water, or I would if I notice, if I look at the cloaca and it's something, if the egg is there and it's just struggling to come out, I would give it a light palpate, like a palpate, like real easy, like kind of push the egg out. My friend Scales, he has a video on YouTube that's probably like 13, 14 years old, showing how he does it. And that's how I learned how to do it. I just watched his video. He sent me the video. I told him what was going on. He sent me the video. He said, this is the last case scenario, though. So he told me, like, this is last case scenario. Leave her alone. Let her sit. And usually that usually works. Just leaving the snake alone, not bothering it. Because sometimes the snake, I don't know if anybody else had this happen, but I've had a snake lay one egg, not lay another egg until probably a week or 2 later.
Somebody had that happen. I got a video on it too, where
I've had that happen before, and I take the egg out and I leave her alone and she lay the rest of the clutch. But
so looking at Matt's comment, which is one of the risks of breeding, period, like especially when because we was talking about the investment part, like talking about it's not like stocks and this, that. Now you can lose money in stocks, but I would tell you this: any stocks that I've invested in, I haven't lost. I might not have made nothing.
Because you don't lose until you sell it. You don't lose until you sell it. Just don't sell it. Just don't sell it while it's down. It's gonna come back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the difference though with ball pythons, because I swear to God, I have snakes that are actually they're enraged by how much they cost. And what I mean by that is that if God forbid, I always think a worst case scenario that somebody is going to have to pull that rag first to try to get it out in the case of a fire, or those tubs or whatever. This is the one you go for first. Ain't going to have time to get them all.
Right.
So it's something I think about. But we could buy an animal, and this is something that I think a lot of new people don't think about, from a breeder, pay $20,000 for, and that animal can die a month later. And it's not the breeder's responsibility. Like, it's not like you can just call the breeder and say, hey, the snake died. Can you send me another 20K?
Nicole.
People don't even think about that aspect of it.
Nicole, listen to me. I really don't make big investments in snakes. I probably don't go over 2,000, right? The one time I went over $2,000, I bought an acid Mojave hit Ultramel. Mind you, I have 3,000 gram Ultramel females. This is supposed to be plug and play. Plug and play, Nicole. He was a year old. He was a little small when I got him, but I got him to breeder size fast, right? I fed him because he was already older. So I just, I fed him to get him up to size, to proper size. So he got the proper size. That snake is still in my rack and has not touched one female. He hasn't bred one female. I think we froze. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, that was an investment. And then a friend of mine, he saw me selling a lot of snakes because this was around the time like 2020, 2021. They was flying. Boom, 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 boom. He said, and I usually do not let nobody help me with my snakes. Like, I don't, unless it's like me and Coach, me and Antoine, because Antoine and our group. So it's me, Antoine, Maine, from Maine Morse Creations. Like, I do stuff with them because we all understand the snake, the ball python market. We understand how snakes breed, how they don't breed, how things can happen. But this is an outside friend, right? And so he gave me some. He wanted to invest, and I kept saying, "Nah, man, don't worry about it. No." He kept saying, "Come on, man, let me get in with you." I said, "All right, man, I'm about to buy your snake. Just give me X amount of dollars." So he gave it to me. And look, that's the first time I ever let an outside snake person help me with anything. And then look at what happened. Because I gave him the whole rundown. I said, "Bro, the snake could die. The snake cannot breed. The snake can breed. We can make the money, but there's a lot of factors that can happen, right?" And so the worst case scenarios happen. That snake is probably 3 or 4 years old, and he has not produced one clutch for me.
It's crazy. I finally had a snake that I had got from Ozzy, who, when I bought it though, Ozzy said wouldn't just breed for him, and he didn't breed for me the first year. He's finally breeding now. So this is his year 4.
Year 4? I'm hoping that's it. I'm hoping that he wanted to wait to year 4 to breed, because I'm gonna throw him out with a female this season and see what happens. If not, he going to high desert.
And speaking of talking about that, do you think sometimes like the integrity behind it, like, because for me, when a breeder tells me, oh, when you've had conversations, like, I don't think this, well, you gave up. I wasn't giving up. You was like, I don't know what they're gonna eat. I'm like, look, we just gonna wait and see.
Oh yeah, you're with the female, right? Oh, because I was so scared. I wasn't scared, but I was like, damn, man, the Kobe wait for this snake for so long. Finally produced a female. One, I wanted to keep her, but I had already gave you my word. So I was like, dang, I'm trying to get her to eat. She ain't eating, but she mean. So she's striking at me and everything. So I said, I know you got it in you to eat. Come on. So I went and got her ass up and boom.
Never had a problem. Like, I never had a problem with her eating either. She really, actually, she advanced her eating really quick too. She started getting crazy with the eating. But again, I was saying in the beginning, I learned from you. That was something that I learned. So 2 things I learned. That first of all, never ever would I release the animal that I can't say ate for me at least multiple times. And me and you have a good relationship, you know what I'm saying? So I knew, I'd have been good either way. But you made sure that the animal was eating. You was upfront with me. Yes, I was waiting, but I was still gonna wait. But it was just like I was excited. I was like, yes, we got the girl. And then I swear I prayed that one message I sent to you. We're gonna pray. We're gonna pray on it. I prayed.
Yeah.
I wanted her so bad. It was like the next feeding or something. You was like,
I was like, look at God.
exactly. I was
Look
super
at God.
excited. And my whole animals, like those relationships, those conversations, like people don't believe. I mean, they probably think I'm joking when I say I waited 2 years for my first Ultramel.
Yeah,
And people was, oh, I got one. I know you got one. I know you got one.
I was out here making double hits and
Not where
hits. You was like, when you gonna make some visual?
Exactly. It was a visual coming from one person. So if you being like a big brother to me, I know I'm older, but a big brother to me in the business as a female in this, because I'm not Keisha, so I'm not in the background, right? I love that Keisha stay in the background. No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
it.
I wish I was like that some days, because some days it's some advantages of just sticking in the background. But for me, who do want to, I can't say, I always say this to Oz. I'm not looking to be the first female Oz, nothing like that. But I do want to look where they to be respected for the animals that I have bred. Like I feel like I am in the reticulated python year one. Like the respect that I gained in that community year one, I appreciate it. But in the ball python community, it's very male dominated from a social aspect.
Right.
I'm fortunate that I have, made friends with a good group of guys who I consider family, so I can kind of filter that wave too. But for other people who are not as bold as myself, other females who is not as bold as myself, what do you think we do wrong, or what do you think we should do differently coming in?
There's no wrong or right. It's your way, and you're gonna have a group of people that like your way. You're gonna have people that don't like your way. Yep. So just take it all in. Just take it, just let it come to you as it comes to you. I don't know if nobody like me. I don't know if nobody dislike me. I know the people that like me because I talk to them all the time. I got a small little circle, you know what I mean, with the snakes. So I don't know if somebody might be looking at it. I don't give nobody no reason not to like me unless I will say some shit sometimes. Like if I don't like something, I ain't want to hold my tongue. So if I don't like some shit, I'll say something. But other than that, any female getting in here, don't let nobody talk crazy to you. Don't let nobody tell you.
My problem is I ain't gonna let that happen.
Right. Don't let nobody talk crazy to you, man. You just as valid. You just as valid as any male in this thing. If you know your stuff, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Splash? If you know your stuff like Keisha, like you, what are female breeders I know? You, Keisha, I think that's probably it.
I was ready to say it's other ones out there, but like
other ones,
they just want to stay the hell away from some of it.
Right.
But Keisha knows this. I respected her from day one. And kind of respected just her position in it. And the fact that she was like kind of like tucked in the corner, quiet on it and doing what she was doing. So I respect that about her. I just think that though she also has that corner of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Where and she's very close with Reggie. That it's still the leg in, you know what I'm saying? It's not a window, it's not a door there. So I think that's the fortunate part for me and her is that we have a way to kind of maneuver through it because we have a social circle that are a great group of people, period. So that's for sure. So we talked about, you just talked about when you don't like something. So I want your top favorite genetics. We know Ultramel is one, since we're going to just Ultramel to the side. That's special. You special Ultramel, you over there.
I'll give you my top 5 besides Ultramel.
So give me your top 3, because you can give me the top 3 that you don't like. I mean, the 3 that you don't like either. So yes, besides Ultramel, what's the other 3?
The other 3 that I like, let's see. I'm gonna go with a classic GHI, one of my favorite genes. I think, GHI, because I don't think we have a more versatile gene than GHI in these snakes. It do a lot. A lot of things. A lot of other genes.
Do like it. I just enough.
You broke up. What'd you say?
I like it a lot, GHI. I just don't know enough
Yeah.
about it. I don't know enough about it yet to work with it. So I've definitely been looking into it though. I definitely like it with the idea of it with Ultramel for sure.
Oh yeah. I'll send you a picture when we get off here. I got my
Okay.
boy Skills. He produced a lot of them. And I'll send you a picture of one. But they nice. They real nice. Let's see. GHI. Let's see. Another one I like is I do like the redhead.
Okay.
That's another one. Antoine High Desert Python's got me liking that one a little bit more. But I think I liked it a while ago, but they starting to do more combos with it, so I'm starting to like that again. And then last but not least, probably gonna be Desert Ghost. Desert Ghost, yeah.
As it goes. So that was when I talk about the gene that you invest a lot of money in. I have a
Mhm.
lot
You have a
of
lot of Desert Ghosts.
visual and had desert ghosts that I invested in specifically to get those genes, to get the desert ghosts, to get the pied, and the Ultramel, the hypo, like they're combos, with different hats that but so when all the conversation came up about desert ghosts, I was in tune, and I don't get like that about a lot of stuff unless, again, because I'm a businesswoman too. I'm like, oh, I got a lot of this. What are we talking about here?
Oh, you talk about like the shed testing and
The
the
A,
A.
B, C, and it's now months later, and I'm still confused. So I'm just gonna go. I think Wiz said it. Just keep reading.
I just keep reading. Exactly. They could say, man. They said. I think somebody told me it was like two different Ultramel. Look, man. I've read. I have hits and double hits, and I bred them together and made visuals. I don't care if it's an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It don't matter to me. As long as I breed my hits to my visuals and get visuals, hey, we good money, man. We good. I don't do a lot of hit-to-hit breeds anyway, so it is what it is.
What is your 3 unfavorable to work with, and why? Because I do want to know why. Because if you say one of them, I'm gonna ask you why anyway. Because I love.
I don't like I don't care for see, I don't want to say I don't like because somebody gonna take it, somebody gonna get offended, right?
Well, just say that you prefer not to work with. Yeah, because it's not that I don't think that anybody.
What I
Like
prefer
for
not
me,
to
I am
work.
not a fan of Sunset. Coach, don't get me. And
Yeah.
I thought that the Sunset puzzle was going to blow me away.
Mhm.
Sorry, it didn't.
It did.
I actually seen
That was the best one I seen.
I've seen pastel combos. I have seen pastel DG combos that probably would look better with Sunset than I thought that did. And I was waiting on that because those are 2 genes. But it's not, again, I'm not educated enough in it. People who are working it, because I've also seen some beautiful Sunset combos.
Right.
People who are working it know what the hell they're doing with it. They see a greater vision. So I don't see it as a gene that I would never work with. I would say that I don't prefer to work with it now because I don't see its potential in what I want to see visually. That's all I'm saying. So people feel one of my favorite genes is pastel. It's going to always be one of my favorite genes. And I keep saying, and Justin and Aussie is still using it, so it's still a great gene. But that's just one of mine that I know that a lot of people. It's not that they don't like it; they respect the gene. They just don't have a use for it in their future.
Right. What you think about the that hypo DG Sunset spot nose thing that Justin just produced? Did you like that one?
I don't think I saw that. The last one I saw was Brock's, I believe.
Oh, the puzzle.
Yeah, the puzzle.
Puzzle.
That was
the
last.
I like the Sunset puzzle.
The one that Justin did. If I did, I didn't. It didn't catch my eye.
It's from his the video that he dropped on Friday.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely didn't see that. I have to check it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that one. That was, I'm kind of 50-50 on Sunset. I love it with Ultramel. Because if Ultramel Sunsets are beautiful. I think that Sunset got too much credit for that. I think Ultramel should have got more credit.
Ultramel should be getting the credit.
Oh yeah. Now, not just because I'm biased, but Ultramel should be getting the credit because, come on now, look up Ultramel Sunset.
I will tell you that a pairing that I didn't see a lot of that I did produce was the pastel calico leopard combo, and that snake is a beautiful snake.
Right.
It's just a gorgeous snake, and it's head for DG, but you can see the DG pouring through it. Like it's a beautiful animal. And I think that it's because of the pastel that it's so pretty. I don't think it's the leopard and calico alone. So I think that It all depends. So we got that. Give me another one that you not favor, well, that you don't want to work with in your future or don't see it in.
Monsoon.
Monsoon's another one that I can see why people like it. I can see what combos can make it amazing, but I definitely I felt like when I was getting into this, the breed, everybody was buying Monsoon. And so my thought is, I'm buying DG, and a lot of people was buying DG at that time too. Do I want to invest in two higher end morphs that eventually 3 or 4 years down the line may not be the morph that I'm gonna get my return on my investment in? I'm concerned about Monsoon. Me and KG was talking about this recently. Like, we've seen them in a recent show, like people just dropping the prices like crazy, which is aggravating. Not that I have any Monsoon. I just think that there should be, on certain morphs, there should be some type of common ground that the price doesn't go no less than this. This year, 2023, you can't buy a Monsoon less than this. 2024, you can't buy a Monsoon less than this. You know what I mean? To hold some of that value while people work on those projects. Because 3 years, if you spending $25,000 and 3 years later, it means nothing. That's going to be the downfall of the market. It's not going to be, because when you think about before with the Aussies and the Justins, OD been swinging his nuts for years. For years. We're finally starting to see where OD is not that major forefront.
It's just starting to calm down a little bit.
It's just starting to calm down. But it held this stuff for years.
I
don't think everything that comes out and everybody jumps on can hold that. And I always put myself, remember, I was a customer first. I was a long-time keeper first. So I look at it from that way too, opposed to my mind is not 100% flipped as just straight breeder business mindset. I'll admit that, because I'm always going to love the animal first for what it looks like, what I like, the history on it, who's attached to it. Because I have some animals that I have just because, like my spiders, that's just a historical gene. I have 2 in my collection. One of them is a single gene, my favorite pet ever. And then one of them is it's actually the Exantic Bumblebee, had DG. Beautiful animal. And I'm actually breeding an animal this year to a visual Inchy Exantic. So I think that, I don't know, Monsoon definitely concerns me. What is your next? What your third?
My next, do I have a third? What's another gene I don't like? I mean, that I don't want to work with. I can't. Let me see what I can think of. Let me see. What is it? Another one I don't want to work with. God, dog, I can't think of nothing right now. Probably one that's not really high on the priority list, but I do have it, is Exantic.
Okay.
It's not just not high on the priority list. I got a Exantic head pod that I have. I do want to mix DG and Exantic together.
Yep.
But that's nice. It's crazy. It's crazy to see a lot of these genes getting popular again, because I remember when I first started, man, like a lot of people didn't even think nothing of spot nose. They didn't think nothing of Exantic. They didn't think nothing of some of these genes that's starting to take off again.
I only got Exantic because of my husband. His very first 10 lead, every snake, and I swear to goodness that he pointed out, and he's not a snake person, was it was some type of Exantic, whether it was VPI, whether it was TSK. He pointed out an Exantic, and that's why I got it. That was the only reason why I got it. But before then, Exantic to me was just like a regular looking snake until I really started looking at the Exantic combos. And then that's when I kind of fell in love. And that's out of any of the snakes in there, that's my husband's projects. Those Exantic.
Oh, yeah.
He loves Exantic, for sure. So what are your thoughts? And we'll end here because we are over an hour. I know you just coming in. Acid. Is acid, confusion, and static the same in your eyes?
Yeah, and I got to answer. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same to me. It's all the same snake.
So I invested in acid, but I wanted to discuss. This is a real conversation. I've invested in acid, but I wanted confusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't have the best eye on ball python genetics, okay? And I kept saying, I don't understand why these two are two different snakes, right? Like, I don't understand what's the big difference. So I hesitated on buying the confusion. When someone mentioned it a couple of months ago, and I was like, I knew it.
Right. It's just like Mojave, just like what you call it, Phantom and what's the other one that's always the same? Phantom and somebody help me. Somebody tell me what it is. I can't remember. But they the same. It's just a lot of
the Mystic Potion.
Yeah, the one that make the Mystics, just like Phantom and Mystic. They all the same thing.
Yeah,
all the same. A lot of new genes these people find, and they just old genes that everybody forgot about.
Yeah, and I think that's the truth, and the fact is somebody needs to. We need a board. We need a ball python board. Someone who votes that these genes are actually new, what the names are going to be, and all of that. Because I was so confused because I have a lot of ghosts, and I kept saying I don't have hypo, and someone said to me, "You got hypo."
You got hypo. Yep, because you got ghosts. See, a lot of old school breeders, they be like, they say true ghost because like true ghost is what's true ghost? True ghost is a combo. I can't remember what exactly makes true ghost. But
Emilio says it all the time.
Okay, that's why. A lot of like old breeders, they'll say something like, if you say ghost, they're like, no, it's hypo because true ghost is this and that and whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah.
But I was happy because now I got a lot of head hypo, and it totally changed my vision of my parents for 2024. Yep. So I'm glad. So what I do like about the lives, right? When specifically the ball python lives, for me anyway, is that's when I hear and I learn stuff like that. Because otherwise, unless it's some of the old school genetics and things like that, the old school genetics, I know how they work because I watched them, I've seen them. I'm a big nerd fan. But the newer school genetics, a lot of that stuff I have to watch, like literally mutation creation to really see what it looks like, how to work. I'll give you a perfect example. As long as yellow belly has been around, as much as I breed, yellow belly looks different in every day. I thought that I would know yellow belly because I should. Yellow belly, everything, right, Keys? I think I get enough yellow belly. But in the combos that even I'm producing, I'm taking two snakes, and I know they both got the same genetics, but the two snakes look different, but they're the same genetics.
It's the reaction. It's the reaction.
So that's what we is in Keys, just because I had two black-head yellow bellies. I'm like, so they can't both be black-head yellow bellies, so they don't look alike. But they got to be black-head yellow bellies. So I have Keys and Wiz, and they was like, it happens like that.
I have two sibling Cypress head Ultramels. They look totally different from each other. One took more of the yellow belly look, one took more of the combination of both. So I had that going on in my stuff too. So I produce the same animal and they look totally different with yellow belly in it.
And I think people need to give new breeders grace when it comes to genetics. Man, don't realize some of this stuff until you start breeding yourself. Like, I'm learning more now. The book couldn't teach me that. Like, I'm seeing, like you said, this is the mama, this is the daddy, these are the genes stacked up. This is everything that came out of these. These are the only two, these colors put side by side. You both got yellow belly. Why isn't the yellow belly working the same?
Right.
In this combo? But I'm blessed to have people that I can say, y'all look at these damn steaks and tell me what's going on.
Sometimes with the new breeders, man, the thing it be is the person that bred it told them what this is, and they taking their word as law. You know what I mean? But they not knowing that.
I've had some of that too. I've had some animals where Matthew Oakley, for example, you know Matt. Like I'm not sure, and I swing it past Matt, and he'll say, "Well, wait till the eggs hatch or whatever," and then he can correct the genetics on the parents for me. So I do appreciate, but again, he's been doing ball python since he was a kid, so he done so many different combinations. He was the one who taught me to look for that OD head stamp in combos. Like, you can still see it even if pastel is involved. Sometimes you can still see the OD head stamp. So just different stuff like that. And that comes from people who's been doing it for years. True Ghost is Xantic hypo. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's anti-hypo. There you go. Appreciate it.
So I have the ingredients for True Ghost. So there you go. So all right, so we're gonna wrap it up. All right, first of all, thank you for making this happen after work. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
I don't even like talking as much, but I enjoy talking to you.
I'm just like, so, like I said, we have like a really cool, relationship for us animals. Me buying, like I said, all of my Ultramel will only come from this man right here. Y'all can't convince me that somebody else down the lane or around the corner is producing better looking Ultramel, because they ain't catch my eye like these. That's how we gotta get. And like I said, both of them are growing up beautiful, and they get prettier, especially the one with the yellow belly. She gets prettier and prettier.
Yeah.
And prettier. So I really appreciate it. I know that I'll be definitely looking at some of the new Ultramel combos that's coming. Now, though, it won't be. I think I'm looking for a hard-hitting male, maybe, and I can settle for another single gene female, or
Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Now, something.
I'm probably gonna pair. I have that yellow belly. That yellow belly Ultramel, I have her brother. He's a GHI yellow belly head Ultramel. He's not a visual, so I'm gonna pair. I think I'm gonna put him with some mahogany stuff this season.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna put him with I have a spot nose mahogany head Ultramel. I think I might pair them two together. I really don't like doing head to heads, but I think I'm gonna do that just to see how it come out.
And I do so. I still, and I think we talked about this when they came up with shed testing. I like the possibilities, but again, I'm not in it for just the money, right? So I got time to just do these pairings head to head and see what happens. Even when people cut eggs, I like head to head pairings and see. That's for me. That's still the excitement. I guess I haven't reached that level yet of saying this is throw it away and this is the only thing I want. I think Keith posted one time, I swear to God, it was a meme, and I was like, oh my God, this is not me. It was a normal ball python, and it was like, what is this? And it said it's a normal. Don't worry about it. You're gonna love it anyway. That's me.
It's a normal. Don't worry about it. You're gonna love it anyway. That's funny.
Love it anyway. It was the cutest meme. I was like, I need that t-shirt because it's the truth. Although this past year creating some of like the odium pairings that was really fun for me with the super OD. And I really, let me tell you the funniest thing. I did not intend to make these inchy lesser combos. Ray joke about it all the time, but when I tell you
like
that I liked it in the first animals that sold out with inchy lesser.
That's funny. I remember when Inchy Lessers, that's like one of them classic combos that stick out to you. I remember when first time I saw one. Yeah, the first time I saw one.
Do the pairing again just to, sell at shows, because I'm telling you, I don't have not one left. And it was in that combo, it produced more Inchy Lessers than anything. Like it put the nice, I had this nice Lesser Black pastel in there. Someone bought that too. But those Inchy Lessers was like, in person, like people would cite just, I want that one. I want that one. And it's just a beautiful snake. And one of the girls who has it, she named her Sephora. I said, that's the perfect name for this snake. Like it's a beautiful, and it's het DG too. So I think that influences helps it as well. But it's a beautiful, beautiful animal. So I think I might do it again just to see if I can produce them again, because people definitely like Inchy Lessers, y'all, at shows anyway. Might not sell them on market, but they sell at shows.
They sell it, right.
But thank you so much. We're going to let you guys have your Saturday back. We appreciate you. You met the man, Ultramel Daddy. When I say that, that's who it is. Get your Ultramel. Keep your eye on him. He be posting them on social media. Just wait. Find out which one I want first.
You got priority.
I might start claiming them out the egg.
Right. You got priority. You got priority. If you ain't staying here, go to you.
All right, everybody have a good one.